Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as usual and start you off with an oracle card here just so we could dip our toes into energy. See what's up for my lovely Geminis out there. I hope you're all doing well, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get this first card going. What do we got for Gemini, please? Nice and quick. Oh, those cards did like 3 flips in my hands. There we go. Hey, we got our good friend, Mr. Bookhead. Now, he did make an appearance in one of the readings last week. I'm unsure if it was yours, but he's got to be like my absolute favorite oracle card in this deck. And he popped out with like 20 others, but he was on top, so that's who we're taking, right? Now, this is very much page-like energy, and before we start diving into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd appreciate it greatly. But into the reading we go. No more plugs, I promise. We look at our friend here. He has books in his hands, books all around him, books around his damn neck and on his head as a hat. So I like to call him Mr. Bookhead or Bookman, whatever. It is very much Page of Pentacles type of energy to me, so it could represent schooling, learning, being very studious. You might be on some sort of knowledge quest or knowledge acquisition in this time, or this could be speaking about any sort of new endeavor that's playing a place of prominence in your life right now. Now, as with all page energy, this could also represent communication and speaking, but this one is more about information, processing information, learning things, okay, lessons. So it's an interesting way to start this reading off, okay? It could be linked into some sort of lesson. Let's get into tarot, because as I always say, that doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote for us. But we're going to get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get the intuitive, juicy stuff. Let's shuffle it up for the lovely Geminis here. We're using the Vice Versa Tarot. Once again, I've been having a blast with this deck. What do we got, my guides? So, last week's reading was pretty positive. Now, usually in readings, there's a mixed bag for the most part, where like a couple of challenges pop up, then there's some good things. Last week's reading for you was titled A Golden Opportunity. So hopefully one has popped into your lap, my friends, and opportunities come in all different shapes and sizes. But hopefully a good occurrence happened for you. That energy could still be sticking around, but let's get 3 out here now. As I always say, you only take this how it hits. Energy is very fluid, okay? And it could be representing people you're linked to as well. Let's get these first 3 out. What do we got for Gemini, late September? I mean, a little bit of a conflicting energy here, Gemini, because we're starting out with an extremely positive, action-oriented card with the 6 of Wands. We're having a lot of fiery energy here because we're leading up with the 5 of Wands. So I have been seeing this for you in recent weeks, maybe not last week, but in recent weeks, we've been having the explosive energy, the fiery, the volatile. Could be good. For some of you, all right, we have the 9 of Swords on the back end. So the fire-air combination, once again, I feel like I've been seeing this for you for weeks. Just tons of fire, tons of air. So we're going to have to break this down because we have some positives, we have some negatives. Like I said, a mixed bag, some challenges. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get those juicy intuitive messages. Position number 1, the 6 of Wands. One of the best cards, in my opinion, in the whole entire deck. Okay, it represents complete and total victory, wins, triumphs, all those things, right? You see this person, they're receiving their laurels, literally. So this could represent public recognition, gaining recognition for the things you've done, kudos, a job well done. This is somebody coming out on top. Now, every card has a positive and negative. The rougher side of the 6 of Wands could be somebody that is a bit egotistical. So this could represent somebody you're connected to that has a pretty big ego on them. But let's not get hung up there. Moving further, we have the 5 of Wands. This one is a bit different, right? Yes, it is an action-based card as well. In the positive, it could represent determination, a lot of grit, somebody that'll get through roadblocks, trials, tribulations, very similar to the 7 of Wands, but it can also represent conflict, right? So there could be a little warning here, especially with the 9 of Swords next to it, people bumping heads, people not seeing eye to eye. This could represent some sort of conflict here that we might want to watch out for. But for some of you, it could just be determination to see something through. Lots of fire here. Okay, so either you might be extremely motivated and amped up, or there could be somebody that's a little upset here. We'll just have to see. But moving to the very back end, we have the Nine of Swords, air energy. So that's where we get the kaboom here in this whole entire spread. Now, the Nine of Swords has a lot of different layers to it. Yes, it could be someone that is very much high-strung, anxious, nervous. Okay, you see the imagery on this card. It's not the nicest. It could represent sleep issues. So maybe some of you are having little bouts of insomnia, waking up a lot in the middle of the night, having rough dreams, okay? Or this could be someone you're connected to that is having a very difficult time sleeping. But I do see this as a general anxiety or nervousness card. We want to clarify it. To me, it also represents the paranormal. Okay, it doesn't all have to be bad, but a lot of you could be a lot more perceptive to paranormal than you normally are. Okay, and even if you're very perceptive as usual, it might be ramped up a little extra in this time. So let's dive deeper on all this. There might be a couple of possible warnings. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Gemini, please. My gods and spirit team, what's going on for my friends? Yes, Gemini, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me, so feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Six of Wands. And also, if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages off this spread, you could drop it down in the comments for Gemini to read. I don't mind. You won't be stepping on my toes. Let's see what's up with that. Six of Wands, please. Why is the Six of Wands here for Gemini? Thank you. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This is a warning about an individual, okay, putting up like some sort of front here with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now, yes, we do still have this overcoming type of energy, which is good. I'm getting two main messages here, so take whichever one applies to you. For a portion of you, this could be somebody that talks a big game, but I don't want to curse. I don't want to use rough language because this is a family show, but this is someone who talks a big game, but they're really not crap, or someone who acts bold and confident, but on the inside, they're like a young baby child. That's kind of the vibe this is making me feel. Very interesting. Okay, so if you know someone that is very bold, very brash, always lashing out, on the inside, they're very much childlike. That's how this is feeling to me. Now, for a portion of you, aside from that message, if that doesn't hit, nobody you know like that, cool, because I'd rather you avoid individuals like that. This could be somebody who is going through a very difficult time, might not be at the end of the rainbow, they might not have reached the goals that they want to reach, but they have their eyes on the prize. Okay, so I'm feeling one or the other. This is someone with a lot of determination, visualizing their victory, even though they're not quite there yet. Okay, so take it. It could be one or the other. It could be both. Okay, we're going to keep moving. That was interesting. I felt like there's a lot of information in this first part of the spread. Okay, let's keep moving. See what's up with that Five of Wands. Because like I said, if it's somebody who's going through a rough time, but they have their eyes on the prize, this Five of Wands, it might make a lot of sense. So let's see what that's about, please. Thank you. Ten of Swords in reverse. This is a conflicted history. This is somebody who hasn't healed from something quite yet. Okay? And I don't feel like it's something as simple as harsh words. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Now, that doesn't mean that a Ten of Swords is going to be coming in the next 7 days, all right? Yes, anything could happen in life, right? Curveballs happen. But Ten of Swords in reverse in the vice versa tarot to me is something that has already happened, okay? So you might be in a time of healing right now, or this could just be a forewarning from spirit, like don't let history repeat itself. Don't let this conflict go where you know it's going to go. Once again, right here in the center, the Five of Wands with the Ten of Swords in reverse, the fire, the air combination. So this could be a huge warning about conflict. But for a big portion of you, aside from that, I do feel like this is something from the past that isn't quite healed from just yet, that might need your focus, okay? Something you might be hanging on to a little bit. Even if you're not purposely doing it, it might need a little bit more healing, okay? But once again, don't let history repeat itself. I feel like I need to pound that message home. Don't let history repeat itself. Don't let it happen again. Do with that what you will, my friends. We're going to go in on that Nine of Swords. See what's up with that. Interesting. Big warning about conflict, and it could be very explosive and volatile as well. Okay, like if you do let something get out of hand, get out of control, it could be very, very volatile. All right, I'm not going to fiddle with the cards too much. That always gets my attention. Let's go in on this Nine of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get the Shadow card. Okay, thank you. Someone nervous about the unknown. We have the Two of Wands in reverse here underneath this Nine of Swords. Okay, this is somebody who is like constantly stressing about the future. So we have this interesting link here. We have a link to the past. We have a link to the future here. With the Two of Wands in reverse, this is usually a card of planning and strategy to me. So I get someone who is very, very nervous about the future. If not you, someone you are linked to is like really nervous about how something's going to work out, how something's going to shake out. No plans for the future, or just nervous about the unexpected in general, right? Like, and there are some individuals like that. Everyone has an inherent fear of the unknown. Everyone thinks about the future from time to time. This is a little extra though. Right here on the back end, the Nine of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse, somebody who's just like stressing things that are out of their control. Okay, so do with it what you will, my friends. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I'm not even going to pick those cards up because it's not giving me the best vibe. If you kindly look in the box, we have a mixed bag here. In position number one, we have the Six of Wands. A couple of little warnings here as well with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. To me, this did feel like somebody who is very brash, like, oh, look at me, big, 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 but on the inside they're really like delicate, like a child, someone that puts on a front of some sort or a facade. This also, as a different message, does feel like somebody who might not be where they want to be right now, but they have their eyes on their victory, their eyes on the prize, all right? So they might not be, things might not be what they want it to be, but they can see it clearly. The vision is clear and they have a lot of passion to go get that. So it's a nice double meaning. But in the center, this is where we start getting into the more treacherous warnings, right? We have the Five of Wands with the Ten of Swords in reverse. So very simple, either healing from a past pain, a past ending, or something that really hurt that is still underneath the surface that you might need to put a highlight on. Or this could be a huge warning about conflict in general, explosive, volatile conflict, or Spirit saying, don't let history repeat itself. On the back end, Nine of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse. Someone who is just so anxious and nervous about the future and things that are out of their control. And it's kind of making me nervous just looking at it. So please take a screenshot of that. We're going to go into the Shadow card. It is what it is. And like I said, it doesn't have to be your energy. Okay, let's shuffle it and get you one Shadow card. What's in the shadows for Gemini, please? God's totally different energy than last week's. And I've been seeing this for you guys for quite a while, where one week it's a very positive reading. Then the next week it's like, whoa, what changed? It's like very up and down, up and down, up and down. So let's get one Shadow card here just to tie this up for Gemini. It's in the shadows. Thank you. Using the Shadowland Tarot. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands in the shadows, okay? Ten of Wands is a warning about your physical health and vitality, first off. So we have more fire showing up here in the shadows. So beware of the fire energy. But another vibe of this is just someone who has a lot of weight on their shoulders, right? So really make sure you're getting rest, relaxation, recuperation. But this could be something you're holding on to, like we saw in the reading itself, that is very much burdensome. Or an individual even, or a situation that could be very, very burdensome when we have this type of vibe. But this is a warning about your physical health as well. So don't neglect your physical health in this time, please. That's what this card tells me, okay? And of course, there's other warnings linked to it. It's just a heavy type of energy that might need to be dealt with. So Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. For the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, wonderful Vice Versa Tarot. This is the deck that I'm using in all the readings for September. So if you'd like to get your name in, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite use for tarot? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month going into October, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.